Hello everyone. I'm definitely not very talkative this week at all. I have been thinking of a vlog and of the topic of this vlog and what to show you, but it almost feels as if I just want to write a script and do a voiceover for this video. The amount of thoughts that I've been having is just a lot. But at the same time, it almost feels as if you just want to process it quietly and without talking. I definitely would like to share some of the thoughts because I think, I don't know, maybe you would relate to it, but also I think when you talk out loud about something and about your thoughts and about like the feelings and emotions that you have been feeling, I guess it kind of helps you to, I don't know, get a clearer vision, I guess, or maybe understand it better. I definitely don't want to make it as a lesson or something that I have learned and know and now I can teach you. No, it's not that. It's mostly of just me rumbling and being in a process, I guess, trying to understand and just sitting with it, I guess, and allowing it to exist. I'm gonna stop here and continue with this week's vlog. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you. There is this park I used to come to a few years ago when I lived nearby, and during that period of my life, I remember feeling very lonely. My mind felt very restless back then, and if I stayed home too long, my thoughts would start spiraling, so I would come to this park instead. This place always made me feel a little lighter. I would sit near the water, walk around slowly, smell flowers, listen to the birds, clear my head, and just breathe for a while. So this week I decided to come back here, because certain places, I guess, just know how to comfort us quietly. And in this video I simply want to show you little parts of this park while sharing some thoughts that have been sitting heavily on my chest lately. Lately I've been thinking a lot about my life, about how being forced to stop performing due to my back injury opened this entire Pandora's box of emotions and thoughts I think I've been avoiding for quite a long time. This unexpected forced break opened my eyes to look farther ahead than I normally allow myself to, and I realized very clearly that this chapter of my life, called being a performer, will eventually end one day. Just because life goes on, I change, my body change, and my needs also change. Don't get me wrong, it is not an identity crisis. I already went through that years ago when I stopped performing for a while and truly thought that this chapter of my life was over. Back then I kept asking myself, if I'm not a dancer, if I'm not a performer anymore, then who am I? This time is something different. Along with this clear understanding that this performing phase will eventually end, it feels that this moment might be closer than I thought. While being in this healing process, I started noticing how different my current life is from the life I deeply crave for myself. How much my nervous system longs for slowness, stability, softness, routine that nourish and recharge me. And yet so much of my lifestyle has been built around the opposite. Late nights, constant stimulation, adrenaline, pushing through exhaustion, always adjusting, always recovering. And it's strange because performing fulfills my heart in many ways. It gave me so much confidence, creativity, some magic, people, memories, but at the same time it also takes so much away from me. Sometimes it almost feels like no matter how hard I try to create healthier routines, take care of myself, eat healthier, sleep better, move slower, I still return to something that erases all the effort again. Realizing that and acknowledging that cracked open a very deep grief inside of me. Because then come these questions. If something is both beautiful and harmful for you at the same time, how do you let yourself see that honestly and make an adjustment or even a drastic change? How do you stop romanticizing your own exhaustion? And why do I continue struggling so hard for something that no longer gives me more than it takes for me? And these thoughts have been really difficult to process. So I noticed myself moving through this cycle where I start thinking deeply about everything, reach this point when it feels emotionally overwhelming, and then I feel this urge to escape, to binge watch shows, to spend money, to overeat, anything to temporarily stop feeling the weight of change. Perhaps you might agree that a lot of us do this when we stand somewhere between an old version of ourselves and a new version that hasn't fully formed yet. I'm trying to learn how to sit in uncertainty without immediately panicking, and it is not easy to change that pattern. I've been reading this book lately called The Mountain Is You, and there was one idea in it that stayed with me for days. It talks about how a lot of our coping mechanisms and self-sabotaging patterns are often connected to what the writer calls core commitments and core needs. And one thing that really stood out to me was this idea that our need for control is often actually rooted in a need for trust. That hit me very deeply. So I guess part of my healing journey is learning how to loosen my grip a little and trust the uncertainty. Anyway, you guys, that's all I wanted to say today. See you in my next video.